Welcome back to Dope Discussions with Dick and Dank. We are in our Cortucky Studios today, and I believe we left you on a cliffhanger after our last episode where we were trying to dank-a-sode. We were out on a boat and having a good time, I believe, and then got stuck on a log and had to end the show because had to start the boat and would have shut off all of our equipment. But we did get off the log okay, and we are all right. So no worries about staying up all night worried about our safety. Before I get any started, you know I gotta hit this pipe. So just a second, please.
I felt like we were Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer.
I feel like you're right.
We need longer poles.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
But today, today we have a very special treat. It's our first dabble in having a guest on our episode. We've talked about him before, Obi-Wan. He's from my support group after the brain injury. He has a brain injury as well, but his is a different type, and he can choose to talk about that or not if he wants to. It's not our support group. We wanted to talk about weed, for one, his history of weed and the experience. I know you said you have in the past. We have Obi-Wan from my support group on the phone. Obi-Wan?
Howdy.
Howdy.
How's it going, Obi-Wan?
It's going very well, thank you.
Well, good. We are happy to have you here today. I know this is a new experience for you. It's a new experience for us. We're trying to obviously get our name out there, dickanddank.com. You are our best listener, so I'm not going to lie. You've listened, according to the stats, quite a bit. Now, whether or not you were sleeping through it, that's on you. I know you were trying to play our jingle with your, which was it?
Accordion,
The accordion.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that going?
It went well. I think I put it out there on SoundCloud, and yeah, I think I came close.
Yeah, you sent me a link of one of your songs, and then you make I guess I have you go through your catalog, but you've done some current pop tunes and then redone them either in the accordion. You were doing some with you had another instrument, didn't you?
Well, I play also the bagpipes too, but that's not a transferable instrument because it's not chromatic like a keyboard instrument. But yeah, a lot of contemporary tunes I'm playing on the accordion, and all the stuff I did on for this year, I just put public. Everything else I did in the past was private.
Okay.
So yeah, I just did it public, and it was like, I get hits here and there, and I'm like, well, somebody's out there.
Well, fair enough. Same thing that I'm doing. You're the one that I think I was happy to hear that you use SoundCloud because I think it was the music store told me about SoundCloud free software that we can use, or it was GoDaddy maybe. Yeah, the SoundCloud was GoDaddy. That's right. We set up the site with GoDaddy, and because I'm using Audacity, that's the program I use to edit. But GoDaddy said SoundCloud. I'm like, all right. And then I know you can publicly share them through SoundCloud so that I can list it on other sites, and that's what I don't know how to do. So right now we can listen through our website or SoundCloud, and that's about it. And so far so good. But I think I checked the other day, like 600 and some people have listened to at least an episode or a promo or something. But you've listened
to 460,
like 150 some. So I think you really love us, is what I'm saying.
I think it's really fun. You guys have got this camaraderie and lots of humor and some serious tones, and you tell your stories, and I'm very interested in it.
Well,
so yeah, I'm all for you. And you guys got stickers, which is really cool. Yes. And
thank you to Dick for getting us those stickers. So anybody who requests them, he sends them out. I appreciate that people put them out and about in the public. And my sister, Julian Hatz, she's been placing them out and about. She's got them. She's down in New Orleans and putting them out on Bourbon Street. So I think that's fun. Go down to Bourbon Street and see dickanddank.com somewhere.
And then share it on Instagram and use our hashtag Dick and Dank.
I like it. Hashtag Dick and Dank. Yep. Did you just make that up right now?
Yep. No, right. I've been using the hashtag,
but
okay. Yeah, you have to have like 100 posts before it starts to register.
Okay.
So I put it on every post.
So you're posting it 100 times so it can register?
Well, I mean, yes. Theoretically. 100 Instagram posts.
Okay. So, but I asked that because when I put the videos on SoundCloud, it asks for all this information so people can find it. Like what's in about, is it comedy, is it whatever, is it chat? Because it's all music stuff and then some spoken word and a variety of things. But Ernie, you probably know you have to choose like probably the age restrictions if there is, the composer, the writer, if you're going to give credit to anybody for it, because it's
Huh.
licensed music basically at that point.
No, well, yeah, it just basically when I select public on SoundCloud, it's like you agree to blah 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 and whatever, but it doesn't ask for the type of music or anything. And
Well, you can. It's
there's some.
some's required, some's not. But I was trying to add like the hashtags or whatever, so people could find it if they're looking for it. Like, so I'm putting hashtag 420, hashtag marijuana, hashtag weed, hashtag. I'm like, well, there's too many things to hashtag to put in there. But I like hashtag Dick and Dank. If we can get that started,
Yep.
then that's our brand.
Yep.
So we can put that every time you post on our social media, every time I post my, because I'm doing the website, so I can put hashtag Dick and Dank every time I post an episode.
Yep. So, Obi-Wan, do you currently smoke?
I do. Yeah, I came from Oregon actually, where it's all legit.
Yep.
I dabbled into it when I was there because I was around amongst brain injured folks there, and just about all of the brain injured folks that I saw had been using it for something or another, and it was very legitimate. And I was like, oh, I don't know anything about this stuff, and so I was trying and experimenting a bit, and saying to myself, hey, I think this can help me. I did find that the CBD helped quite a bit.
Yeah.
So then I started doing a deep dive and finding out even more about it. So I'm pretty excited. It, it's interesting how much it hasn't been studied, and how much it's still being poo-pooed from the older generation, but it does work. And there would be more studies for it, but
They're
I'm
starting
very
to.
interested.
They're starting to. I know that the issue with the studies in the past was, it was illegal. So the people studying it could only study their weed that they grew, in a lab by the government. And now it's everywhere. It's legal. People are, they're growing them. They're making new hybrids and different plant varieties. So you have to study all the different plants and all the varieties to get the true benefit of each one, I feel. And then I think it was just a money thing at the time. How do we make money off of it? It's so cheap and easy to grow. I guess not easy to grow, but it's so cheap to start. Anybody can plant the seed.
Right.
And how do they control that? They want to make money because it's obviously helpful to everybody. It's popular. Everybody wants it. I don't know why we made it illegal, but let alcohol get by. But
Right.
alcohol was illegal before at once too. So.
Well, you've got the big tobacco lobbyists that are pushing it down.
Well, exactly.
Yep.
Because now you can still
so
have smokers, and now more people, I hope, are going to be more accepting of this smoke. It doesn't leave this. It has an odor. Don't get me wrong. It does linger, but it's a different type of odor.
Right.
Versus tobacco.
So, how old were you when you first started?
I grew up in Southern Oregon, and when I went to college, everybody would say, "Hey, did you bring back some weed?" And I'm like, "I don't even know what that is. I don't do that." And didn't do that all the way until I got involuntarily retired with a brain aneurysm, and then it was 8 9 years after that,
Okay.
and that was when I was living in Oregon, and so I just started experimenting with it a bit, and finding out that there were some benefits, and there was also some drawbacks. So I just had to have my own learning curve, and I like to know all this stuff, so I did my research and whatnot, and I'm still learning. But yeah, I know a whole lot more about other things. And so, yeah, I would say, geez, I'm 64 now, so probably maybe 4 years ago.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's 60.
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
were quite a bit older when you started.
Now you say you noticed benefits and some drawbacks, so let's dabble into this. What
Yeah.
are the benefits that you noticed specifically?
The benefits were that because of my acquired brain injury, which was a stroke, and my left side would like to tighten up, and I do believe that if I didn't do anything, I'd probably be in a wheelchair with contractures.
Yep.
And I could maintain my flexibility without, like, biting on a towel and crying to do it. And so that was a real nice thing.
I can imagine.
And it was a whole lot easier than drinking a whole bunch of alcohol and numbing it that way and stretching, and then pain the next day from the alcohol. So, and it was better than a narcotic, and better than doing nothing.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it made working on some physical activities easier to do, and less painful. That was good. It also helped me focus a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, and I love to know about things when I'm interested and I can do some good with it. I like to know more about it. And that's why I played that when I was just a little kid, and then I left that for drums, and being a jazz drummer when I was in college and all that stuff. And yeah, and then the bagpipes, that started in the mid 90s. But yeah, everything was just temporary because I just was working.
Yeah.
But since I stroke, I figured, well, I can't do my previous job. I certainly can't drive because my left side I don't see very well, so I don't drive. But I can play music, and that's my new thing. I can play music, and I'm good at it,
Yeah.
and I keep getting better at it. But yeah, the marijuana, that just kind of helps me dial in a little bit,
Yeah.
helps me get creative,
Put you in the
and it
moment.
helps me. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Now the drawback is that if you do too much, then you're way all over the place,
Yeah.
and so
It's a
it's
fine
just
line. Well, I don't even know
finding
that
that
it's
right.
that fine, but there's a line. Yeah, you either you get distracted easier or you just get tired. Like if I have too much, I was like, I just want to rest. So
Yeah,
it is
kind of.
it's a trial and error. You know, you figure it out. And I've been using it now. You know, probably consistently this frequently since COVID. Um, but I don't know. I'm learning. Like I said, I ask questions like you. I'm a curious mind, and you intrigue me, Obi-Wan. You know, one from the support
Mhm.
group, having the brain injury. Again, you're finding new hobbies. You're playing music. You motivated me, and you support me in this venture in the podcast, which is why I think you had to be one of my first guests. You know, like we say, ambiguous loss. That's what I think I mentioned it before in the show, but that's what we've been
Yep.
dealing with. This, I can't do what I used to do. I'm not who I used to be. You know, what am I now? How do I get there? And how do I be okay with that? Basically, you have to grieve your old self, basically, and then learn about your new self. And so apparently, my new me wants to see if I can make a podcast and go back to my radio broadcasting days and see if, you know, I did have what it takes to do something good, because I never got that opportunity, I guess, based on my career path. But I don't know. It's fun for
Yeah.
me and to get back into that. And then you supported me and motivated me to just stop thinking about what you can't do, what you used to do, and what can you do. And that's where I'm at. And so I'm hoping this is successful. You know, Mr. Dick over here, you know, he's the same way. You know, he's trying to block out his past. You know, being a, I keep forgetting, paramedic.
Paramedic.
Paramedic. You know, that's some history that, you know, the weed helps him deal with mentally. You know, and then he's got his chronic back pain. Now he's got more back pain on neck pain now, moving up. Which
Yep.
they say once you start at one point, you fuse it, and it just kind of work its way up, and it's going to be your whole back. And you basically get by smoking weed
Yep.
every day, all day.
I probably won't be able to put on shoes by the time I'm 70.
You know, they make those slip-ons.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do that.
That's good. Crocs.
Mhm.
You're already wearing Crocs, so
Right.
you're on. See, you're prepared. Right?
I gotta have dress Crocs then.
We can work on that.
All right.
Spray paint, gloss paint,
Ah,
little bow tie.
yeah, make them little tuxedos.
Yeah, we put dots on. Oh, they're cheap enough. We can make a pair for every day if you like.
All right, perfect. I'm good.
All right.
I'm not worried anymore.
Good. Obi-Wan. Now, so
There.
now you say you've been smoking now for how long? You said 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what's your preferred method? Is it the flower?
I like the vape cartridges
Yeah.
because to me, it's very scientific. You know, it's 83% what indica, 83% 1-to-1
Yeah.
or whatever. Very okay. This is somewhat of a measured dose. 2-second inhale, and then I'm learning about microdosing.
Uh huh.
But the big thing is, wait. Wait and see,
Yeah.
because to me it's like, well, if you're supposed to take one Advil that's fine. Take one Advil, that's 200 milligrams. And, that's it. Or take two and no more than this amount every
Right.
24 hours.
Sure.
But, yeah, with marijuana, it's like on the vape cartridge, it's like, one dose is 2 seconds or whatever. But then they don't say
All
wait
right.
10 minutes.
I got something better for you. Now, I don't know what your financial status is, Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
but I purchased the Zenco device, and I'm not advertising. I'm not, promoting because they don't affiliate or anything, but Zenco. And it's a device that you can put that cartridge in, the same vape cartridge in it, and basically it does the same thing, but it pulls the smoke out into a jar that you can see. And it has, I think,
Huh.
four levels of power. So you tap it 3 times and you change it from this color to this color to this color. Tells you they're on the blue level, the red level, the green level, or the red level, which is like full power. But then you can autofill the glass. You can set it for like one hit, like a tap, and it puts the smoke right in the glass where you can see it. Or you can fill the glass all the way up. You can't see my hands gesturing. Dick's laughing at me as I'm gesturing to him only, I guess. But anyway, you can see the smoke, you can see the hit, you can control it. It's measured, and then you have the vape that he's getting excited over here. But you have the vape, and you can see the smoke and how thick it is, and it's just visual. And then you just suck out the top or pour it in your mouth. It's really fascinating. I liked it, except I'm not a fan of the vape. I like the high. It's not as good as flower. I don't like the taste as much, but it is a sweet taste. It's just that a cough hits me different that I don't like.
It seems like it would be good for people who microdose.
Yeah,
And
it's convenient.
yeah, it's
Odorless,
Yeah, and maybe
rechargeable.
Somebody that's doesn't smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah, or doesn't want to mess with the cleanup, the hassle. I mean,
Right.
the pain in the ass the flour is. I get it. Grinding it, packing it, cleaning. That's why he smokes the pre-rolls, so he can just smoke it and throw it away, which I can appreciate.
I mean, well, I only smoke pre-rolls away from home typically.
Yeah. Now, have you tried flour, Obi-Wan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had also flower in Oregon, but yeah. And that was interesting and fun.
Yeah.
Um,
But you prefer the
but,
vape still?
but Well, the vape seems to be more organized as far as what you're getting.
Yeah.
Less hassle. You can do it indoors.
Absolutely.
It doesn't
Yep.
smell too much. But yeah, the traditionalist, I would imagine, go with the flower. And I got a PAX 3 that it's this pretty expensive little gadget, but it does concentrates and flower and it is really nice. But here in Iowa, they don't have flowers, so.
Yeah, so you live in
But
Iowa, which medical is now legal?
medical is legal, and it's just a watered down medical that they have everywhere else.
Sure.
It's kind of I call it the medical marijuana mafia in Iowa because it's all regulated. It's all super, super expensive when there's just a glut and it's profitable industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's making a ton of money.
Well,
in
they got to make
Iowa.
their money first and then make it recreational
Yeah.
so that everybody else can start making money. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, I guess. If they're going to make it legal, let's make our money first. But it's coming, though. That's what's exciting. I think I asked the other day, it was half the states. Are we about half? Because I think once we get over half, then it's prominent for federal to say, all right, the majority of the states are already there. Mm-hmm. And then you can fly with it, would be great.
Right.
Well, and that's once you get on board with the TSA, they don't care.
Right.
They're looking for they're
weapons.
Not going to worry about.
Yeah.
I
think our airport has a marijuana amnesty box or something. Like if you have it on you because you're not supposed to transport it, that you can just leave it in this little like one-way valve dispenser to drop it off before you go through the security check. I'm like, those bastards are going through there taking all the weed for themselves every night.
I was just gonna say maybe we should just donate box and we'll pick them up every week.
Right? Yeah.
You don't have to do
it's a service. We'll dispose of it properly. It doesn't get out in the environment. Nobody resells it. Absolutely. Yeah. Free service for the public. Doing a good thing.
Public safety.
Yep, exactly. Just like giving homeless people seeds. It's a public service. What's the most interesting thing that people don't know about you? Besides the fact that you're Obi-Wan and you've got legendary movies made about you.
Oh boy, I like to make kombucha and June tea. I brew my own beer, and I would be tickled if they let you grow your own pot because I had fun doing that with some old seeds that I found. And I started it, and a friend took it over and grew these monster plants in Oregon. And I'm like, geez, he was just sending me these pictures of these foot-long buds. And I was like,
What? Foot-long buds?
and one long bud. Yeah, it was just big pot plants. He grew out of this start that I had, and I had some seeds that I started.
Yeah. Are we going to get back
and
into
they were
growing
kind of,
it?
well, you can't in Iowa, but if it became legit, definitely do it.
Can you with a medical card in Iowa? Illinois,
Nope.
you can.
Nope. You're forced to go to the mafia.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's and those carts are like $65 a pop, and they're pretty weak stuff. 49% or something like that.
Well, we can talk offline.
And,
I know a guy. He can help you out.
Yeah.
Some stuff from another state.
Well, no, everything else grows so well out here.
It is farm country.
It is farm country. Yeah, this is number one corn and soy producer in the world, just about. So
And most boring
Yeah.
drive ever.
That's not true.
No, that's
Nebraska.
not true. Yes. No, the Dakotas.
Dakotas are pretty to me.
I do like the pasture, but there's not much to see.
Nevada is weird too.
Yeah. I need to get out and drive west more. I always go to Florida.
Yeah, fuck Florida.
You can fuck Florida if you want, but that's a lot of people. Your dick's gonna be raw. But you are Mr. Dick who makes gay porn. See, that cuts down the population right there.
First of all,
still,
allegedly.
Allegedly. Sorry, I forgot to add that.
Second of all, not true.
that's
Okay.
almost every podcast. Gay porn.
There has to be a running theme, doesn't there?
Yeah,
And
for
I'm not
sure.
against
Yeah.
gay porn. I could care less. People, there's different strokes for different folks. Porn for everybody, I
Literally.
say. Exactly.
Vote.
I guarantee you go to the porn website. There's something for everybody. But but yes, I don't know how gay porn came up on the first episode, but it's entertaining after that for some reason.
Right.
That and when the guy on the couch steps and shit.
So, are you from Oregon then, or did you tell us and I forgot? I'm stoned.
I spent my formative teen years in Oregon. Yeah.
Okay, cool. What
So,
brought
yeah,
you
and
to
I-
Iowa then?
Oregon's just a pretty state generally, all around.
Yeah, it's beautiful out
It-
there.
It's getting to be a somewhat expensive state to live in because of the migration of the Californians have come up into
yeah.
Oregon, and the rich Washingtonians have come down into Oregon. And with COVID,
Oh.
everybody moved to Oregon because, hey, we can all work remotely from beautiful Oregon, and we'll just retire out of our high-tech job in California, and we'll drive up the housing prices
Right.
and move to Oregon. But
You know what that reminds me
lived
of? It reminds me of Yellowstone, the show, where they're trying to keep Montana this, picturesque, beautiful state. It's all about the farming and the agriculture and the cattle, and then they want to put a casino and then bring the city and everything else, and they're
Yep.
like, no.
Right.
And I'm behind on some seasons, but it is a good show. Anywho, so
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to Oregon or Washington.
It's beautiful. We were just out there this summer. We came through
I've been to California once.
Southern Oregon and then down into the redwoods and stayed not too far
Southern
from.
where
What's
in
that?
Southern Oregon? Where in Southern Oregon?
Brookings.
Brookings on the coast.
Yep.
Neat.
Neat. And then we stayed south of Crescent City, California, and saw the redwoods. And then when we were getting ready to leave, my wife says, "Hey, if we take a different route, it's only going to add 4 hours." Well, I should have known better. But anyway, so we went up to Mount Rainier and saw Mount Rainier, and then came back home. So That was kind
Was
of
it worth the 4 hours or more?
Mount Rainier is pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to explore.
If you're going to go there, you might as well.
Yeah, I want to go to northwest Washington and explore that more. I didn't really get to spend a whole lot of time there, but what I saw was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, you could get up to the Hoh Forest, the rainforest.
Yes.
Up in and yeah, that whole thing is just it just rains a lot, but you've got these old growth forests, and it's just like going back in time. But you need a raincoat.
Yeah, those old growth forests are like magical.
You know what they probably already have that you can do? Get a VR headset, load up Google Maps, Street View, and just drive right through those roads, just right from your living room. How cheap is that? Cheap but expensive. Feel like you're there and never leave. Adjust the temperature in your room, get a fan in your face, like you're in a convertible.
Have your wife mist water on you.
Oh, what a nice drive up the coast.
Oh, it was a lot cheaper. Yeah, maybe. But no, let's go. Actually, we are going to go back now that I think about it. We committed to hiking Mount Rainier. So, yeah, you can drive all the way, not all the way to the top.
How far? Hike how far?
I don't know. It's a couple miles, but you drive as far as you can to the top, and then there's a cool lodge up there, and you stay in the lodge, and then you hike up onto the glacier from there.
Wow.
So, it's not far, but you're way up, and there's.
That sounds cool.
It is cool. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, we were there in
mid-June,
early to mid-June, and there was 8 foot of snow.
Wow.
Oh, I was just thinking you could also go up to St. Helens and, see how that blew up. And because I remember going north on I-5 when it blew up. And, yeah, it was just this ominous cloud, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. Unfortunately, I was going east on 84 at that time. But, yeah, it was just watching St. Helens blow up live was pretty impressive. And still to this day, taking a visit up to St. Helens, you can get up on the crater and stuff. But, yeah, St. Helens and Rainier and Mount Hood. Yeah, and once you get over the top, then you're over the Cascade Range, and then you dump down into Central Oregon.
Yep.
Eventually.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's nice. You got the right idea going up to the northwest.
I can't imagine what Mount St. Helens, is that what it was? Mount St. Helens. I can't imagine what that looked like erupting. Like, I remember driving.
See that?
Oh,
it's crazy.
Driving alongside of it. I mean, you're, 100 miles away from whatever the interstate is, but like, you see it for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
huge.
Yeah, and you're running 75 mile an hour, and it's there for 45 minutes. I can't even imagine what it was like to see that thing live blowing. I mean,
yeah, and the smoke. I mean, then you can see it even farther.
What?
Then
you can see it even farther for the smoke.
Right.
It kept getting bigger and bigger when I was going up I-5. And then I got my radio finally on to something. This was, of course, in 82 or something. Or maybe 80. But yeah, it just kept, and then I finally was, I was going east instead of west, but, I was like, my gosh, this is the end of the world. But everybody was worried about the silica dust and, talk about freaking out. People were buying air filters left and right. Nobody knew anything about masks at that time. And, so it was just like the end of the world is happening. And, it laid down in some places, feet of dust.
Holy cow.
And you can still to this day probably buy Mount St. Helens dust,
Wow.
in a pen or something. But
so
yeah,
did they do anything with that dust?
Smoke.
Actually, they put a whole ton of it in Longview, and it's just growing stuff now.
Okay.
And I did go up there, when it was safe to go up there. It was like walking on the moon.
Really?
It was all new ground, and just crunch, 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 crunch. And, didn't go very far.
Yeah.
It was growing because the ash was there. But now it's just all, regrown itself.
Yeah.
Nature takes care of itself.
Yeah.
And a whole ton of shit.
From the ashes, I mean, you want good regrowth, you just burn off the ditch or something and it regrows better.
Back to, and it just sort of took care of itself again, like eruptions like that too. But
Time
yeah,
marches on. No, we're only here for a little while. The Earth is going to be fine. I mean, I know we're worried about global warming and the sun and glaciers melting, but the Earth will be here until the sun blows up or dies
Yeah.
out, you know. And then, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. We all got to go at some point, and none of us really have much control over it.
Yeah, I don't want to be like who was the guy? Harry, what was his name at the lodge? He decided he was going to stick it out, and now he's like under about 18 feet of dirt. Um, but yeah, because they were telling people get off the mountain, and he was his name was Harry, and he was the lodge keeper there, and he was determined he was going to stay with the lodge, and
Yeah.
people were evacuated because of the potential warning, and so his bones are up there someplace. But
How old was he?
Darwin took that, you know, it's time to get out.
Well, yeah, sometimes nature takes care of itself. Again, the Earth will be here long after us.
Oh yeah, yeah, and the cockroaches.
You know, and then I think, not that it's bad, you want to worry about the Earth and take care of Mother Earth and global warming, and I do my part, whatever, but at the same respect, technology is moving so fast. We're going to be living on the moon or other Mars. We're going to be able to colonize other places safely and easily before too long. Like, the human race will live on. I have no doubt about that. Whether or not it's on Earth, you know, millions of years in the future, whatever. I've seen the future. That's one of my favorite questions to ask is, what movie that takes place in the future do you feel is going to be closest to reality? You know, are we going to be the Matrix? Because I can go down that road where we're powering, you know, we have electricity in us. You know, robots are now building robots, I'm sure, somewhere. They're controlling themselves, they're AI, they're thinking. At what point do they say, we don't need these humans? Oh, wait, we need their electricity, we need the sun. In the Matrix, they burn the sun, so they don't get their solar power. They don't have electricity to power themselves, and then, I don't know, I can't remember how they generate electricity at that point. But, oh, they're using the humans, that's right, because we're all in the cocoons and everything. They're using the human seeds, the babies, growing in a pod, to power the robots.
There's no way I'm watching
Yeah.
that movie now.
There's no way.
As long,
But in the
as it's
Matrix,
not so,
like, are we in the Matrix? So the Matrix, it's like we see every day. It looks like this. It's everyday life. We don't realize we're in a simulation until they unplug us, because you're powering their computers, and then they unplug you. The people that aren't online, basically, they unplug you. And so I watch the technology where it's everywhere. You know, TVs, computers, cell phones, doing everything from your phone. Now they're putting microchips in your head.
Dude.
At what point are they attaching the phone to you?
I am way too fucking stoned for this conversation.
They got robotic limbs already. They're going to replace everything. We're going to be androids here before too long. So then are we Terminator?
Thank God I'll be the first android. I need a new back and a new knee
Right?
and a new shoulder.
I thought they were working on nanobots where they inject them into you. They're super tiny. They can go in and like repair your muscles and whatever from the inside. I'm like, how close are we to that?
Close.
Close. You say that.
Yeah. So Obi-Wan, let me ask you.
They're 3D printing houses with concrete. Like, they're doing all kinds of shit.
Right.
The lawn mows itself. The pool cleans itself.
No, you're right. You're right.
McDonald's is going to McDonald's itself. As he lights another joint.
Right. Obi-Wan, let me ask you something. Do you think seeing Mount St. Helens blow in 1980 or 82 or whatever it was, and I don't know how old you were. You were probably, what, 20 something?
I was in 20s, yeah.
Okay. Do you think that shaped your... Do you think that helped shape your worldview?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's such a monumental thing, you know?
Yeah, there's something bigger than you out there.
Well, like, COVID's going to shape today's youth. How much did this shape you?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, COVID was like, you know, after a while, of course, you know, as dumb Americans, we're like, oh, we only lost 3,000 people today, and we're still playing the 9/11 tapes over and over again, and never forget 9/11. But hell, we were at, you know, lost 3,500 people yesterday. That
God forbid you put on a mask.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and it's we only lost over 1 million people to COVID.
Right.
You know,
right.
And who knows how many in the rest of the world, but just in the United States.
It's nature, right? It takes care of itself.
Yeah.
Take care of a week.
But seeing St. Helens blow up made me realize there's absolutely something bigger than me, because as a young person, you think you're invincible until you see that.
Yeah.
And then having a brain event makes you really appreciate
Yep.
the value of your brain,
Right.
and the value of people, and the value of your family, and the value of your friends, and the value of yourself and your own identity. And so, yeah, you
And
kind of
how
get
little
that,
time you have sometimes. You don't
and
know how much time you have left.
yeah, how I was ready to kick it away at any point, and now I've got it back. But yeah, there was a point in time where I was just like, yeah, if somebody could have a checkout button and just hand it to me, I'd push it. But
I was there.
but yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Well, and that was the the grieving process was first the denial.
Yeah.
I just thought I had a migraine headache and I'd be fine. I didn't even want to go to the hospital. And then the reality was, no, it was not a migraine. It was something more than that. And then I never got angry, but I sure as hell bargained, you know. And then I got really, really depressed. But that happened over, not too long of a time. Once I realized I had a stroke and how bad it was,
Not too long
yeah,
a
it was
time.
like,
How long time?
oh, weeks, and then, when I came home, I wanted to make sure all the guns were out of the house, because that was something that the rehab people said, which that was pretty darn smart, because yeah, I figured if I could get upstairs, I would take myself out of the game.
Oh, geez.
But
Probably good. I only
but
had a
I
BB gun.
yeah, well, yeah, all the guns were gone, that was the right thing to do. And but yeah, so yeah, walking around with a helmet and stuff, because I had a
Well, I'm glad it only
craniotomy.
took weeks for you to be able to move on and go through that grieving process. By yourself?
I
Or is there a spouse?
and Well, no, spouse, and I knew about it. I knew about the grieving process from my own education, but I was going back and forth, all the time. But I never got angry. I never was mad at the world or anything. I was just, I was just, it was just, denial, and then bargaining like hell,
Yeah.
and then the and then over a period of, well, years, coming to acceptance.
Yeah.
Sure. How old were
Uh,
you when this happened?
I was 55,
Oh, geez.
and people had said in my profession, they were like, "When do you plan on retiring?" And I'd be like, it'd be really cool to retire at 55. Boom, 55. 3 or 4 months after that, you're retired.
Oh, shit.
It took a while to assimilate all that stuff, but yeah, it was like involuntary retirement. So I didn't go out. I went out in the IR, and I just kind of stayed out.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Do you feel comfortable saying what kind of work you did?
I was a healthcare provider.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you know firsthand
Oh,
technology,
hell yeah.
medicine, and the differences between marijuana and medications, which, I'm on this road. Some days feels like by myself, and I thank Obi-Wan for being in the support group, because, he remembers the first few times I was there. You're quiet, you're listening, kind of like support groups are on TV. You don't know why you're there. I went to a couple, I stopped going, went to a couple more, stopped going, kept going, because it was like, I don't know what else to do, because nothing else was working, and then you just go, and they get it, they understand, they've been there, they all experience a lot of the similar symptoms. We all have the same but different history, from different angles. His is, aneurysm, some from an accident, some from, one has a spinal fluid leak, but
Yeah.
it's just, and then we can all come together from all walks of life, and we're all human, and can connect on that level and realize it's not worth any of that other shit.
Right. I can see why that's beneficial to you guys. Yeah. Totally.
That he gets it. And then,
Yeah.
he's willing to listen to my podcast
Right.
and be my number one listener, and then be my experiment for trying a phone interview.
Right.
Thank you, Obi-Wan.
I think it's great. I think what you guys are doing is great. It reminds me of my old frat days. You get a bunch of guys together, and well, they would smoke weed too, and I was,
Weed brings people together.
Oh hell yeah!
It
I was
heals.
in.
It's cheap when you grow it yourself.
Yeah. Well, it was extremely illegal in Oregon at that time, but yeah, but they found ways, and but yeah, they would be like bong in the chapter room after dinner, and I'm like, screw you guys, I got to go study for 6 hours, and
So
yeah,
let me
I
ask
would.
you this. Do you think it's been hidden from us this whole time purely because they can make money off us in so many other ways without it? Because it does so much for the human being. Because now they can sell us drugs and medications and headache medicine and depression medicine and doctors and all that stuff. When we could just smoke weed, we'd be in better moods, we'd all get along, we'd be pain free, we'd be sane, everything's funny and we're ready to have a good time. Why can't we
Yeah,
all smoke weed all the time? And there's a different
and
plant for every different person.
the states that have legalized it have not seen the reefer madness. It's gone all to hell because of weed and all sorts of stuff. It all it's done is increase their revenue
Yeah.
and
They
made
found a way
people
to make
comfortable.
money. They're going to get theirs out of it, so let it be.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
got
and
they got their way
yeah.
with alcohol. I mean, is there any dry states left?
No.
There's still dry
Oh
counties and
no,
still dry towns, probably because they haven't updated their books, I suppose. But
alcohol causes so much
oh,
more problems.
so
Oh
much.
yeah.
So how
Just,
do
just,
I'm
just.
comparing it to alcohol, but then want to keep? Hey, we're not alcohol. We're not cigarettes.
Right.
And
Yeah,
granted,
we
I'll
don't,
still
we don't.
even say wait till you're old enough, just because we don't know, because nobody's tested what it does to children. For all we know, maybe it helps kids. I'm not promoting and not saying, but you know what I'm saying? Like maybe genetically, you right.
I'm sure there's something.
If it's been here forever on this earth, to the dawn of time, Adam and Eve, whatever, it's in the Garden of Eden, if you say, but
Yeah,
then maybe genetically it's here for humans intentionally, and there's so many different plant varieties because it can help so many different types of people all over the world. I don't know.
yeah.
I dream.
Well, and people historically have been finding ways to get high. If
Yeah.
if you're eating peyote or smoking peyote, or you're finding mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms.
Yeah.
Or
Which
even
those are
That
just
that was
becoming legal. Those are becoming
that
legal, the
was another
mushrooms.
thing in Oregon. They were trying to legalize the limited use of psilocybin uh, with attendees, and Oregon supported it. And
it's legal
so,
now.
yeah. And so, yeah, under certain circumstances, you can go on a psilocybin, guided trip, which is kind of cool because
Yeah.
that's a real big step,
Yep.
because that used to be just completely illegal.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, the interesting thing was, I remember busting my ass to go to a organic chemistry lab on a Tuesday or a Thursday, and I was heading out the door, and these guys are coming back from mushroom hunting. The only time I would see guys like that in my fraternity up at 8 o'clock, they were happy. They got a bunch of mushrooms. And I was sad because I had to go to a 3-hour chemistry lab. And I'm like, what the hell are you guys up? And they were, well, I've been shrooming, man. And I'm like, what is this? But yeah, they were happy.
There
And,
you
That's
go.
awesome.
but yeah, that was another, I don't do that drug.
It's plant
And
based.
now
It's
it's,
all natural. I've never tried it, but
yeah. Well, but I had watched a little thing on 60 Minutes on it, and they were doing it back east, and I was really impressed. And so I've always asked people about that, where they stand on it and what they know. Um, so yeah, some of these naturopathic things that we have been around forever, and we just need to investigate them more, and see what works.
well,
But
like
yeah,
I
there's what,
say, the marijuana helps you be in the moment, and I've been
yeah,
meditating, and meditation basically is the same thing. It helps you be in the moment, connect with right now. Right now, I can feel yourself breathing. You can feel yourself touching the ground. That's all that's real. You can hear things around you. That's all that's real right now. What you have to
hmm
do tomorrow or later, what you didn't get done or what you have to do, none of it matters because it's just right now. And marijuana just helps you focus on what you're doing right now. And I don't have to think about all that other stuff while I'm doing. I can focus on talking to you, talking to talking to Mr. Big Dick, Pet Big Red, it's great. If I wasn't high right now, I'd be thinking, oh shoot, what do I got to do after this? I still got to pick up the kid or mow the lawn or whatever, but no.
Big Red likes me, by the way.
Who wouldn't?
I think
Like Big Red.
We're communicating through weed. Because he's got to be in contact.
I know he likes it.
Yeah.
It helps his arthritic bones.
Is Big Red and Mr. Dick the same?
No. Big Red is my golden retriever, and he's about 110 pounds.
Oh, good. And the other is the other dog in the scene is.
They're downstairs.
Yeah. Right now, just Big Red's in the room.
And he's smiling in the corner.
But he is aging.
Look at him.
So
He is smiling.
he does smile sometimes when he's happy. Oh, Big Red.
We embarrassed him now. He'll be smiling again.
But he's getting older, so I can tell it's getting harder for him to get up and move around. And he wants to play with the little one, with Oreo, but she's way too fast. So she teases him because she's what, one? Maybe, no, she's probably two. But she likes to play fetch just to tease him because he can't get there fast enough. She's a little shit. But they're fun to watch. And then there's Blondie. She's a middle-sized dog, and she could care less about playing fetch. So Oreo has to get the ball, shove it in her face. See, I got it. You didn't even get up on the couch. Shove it in Big Red's face. I beat you. And then just drop it because she doesn't really care. She's fun, though. But we're talking about weed and changing the world one joint at a time.
One joint at a time.
One joint at a time. Julian Hatz has never tried it. And I sent her to the dispensary for the first time ever without me, unguided, so she could have that experience all on her own. What it's like to be, somebody who's never been. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I need. And she said it went well. She was able to... walk up to the counter. Hey, I'm new, never done it before. I don't know how to smoke. I don't want to smoke, but I have headaches. Nothing seems to work. Doctors don't believe me. What can you do? And then he set her up with some edibles. Easy enough.
Has she tried the edibles?
I don't know yet. I know she talked about maybe trying them for the first time on her show, which would take coordination on timing. But
that sounds like a horrible idea. I hope it's not live.
Well, maybe that gets our viewers up. You want to boost ratings.
I need the link if she does it on her show live.
Ooh, yeah, because, I don't... Obi-Wan, I don't know if you know about siblings, but there's 3 of us siblings. We grew up on the same farm. All 3 very different. Oldest one built a house right across the gravel road from my parents at the farm. Now, my father's in his 80s. He doesn't farm. Farmers rented out. I don't think he wanted that life for me, so I never got into farming. But I grew up farming. This is why Dick and I have a lot in common. We can talk about farming a lot. But middle sister, however, she was the gifted program. She scored high on her ECT. She left our small town high school and went to the University of Iowa, got a master's degree, maybe even a double. I don't remember. Doctorate, I can't keep track. I just remember moving her from apartment to apartment and stuff because I was 3 years younger. But then she left, graduated, moves to Chicago, lives on the north side near Wrigleyville, and then lives there for a couple of years. And then she, without a job and knowing anybody, moves to California. I was like, who are you coming up from this small farm?
That takes guts.
No kidding. And then she's in California, then she's gay, and then she's straight, and then she's, bi, and then now she's found a man that she loves, and they're together, and they're happy. No kids, whatever, and that's a different life. I, however, I was in the Boy Scouts, Eagle Scout. As soon as I graduate high school, I'm in the National Guard for 6 years while in college, meet my wife, Banjo, and then we get married. She graduated grad school, get married, we bought a house, and we moved up here to Cortucky, all in the same month. That was a busy month, and that's how we started our lives. We waited to have a child, and then decided one is enough, because that kid did not sleep for a whole year. I was like, kid, I can't do that again. We're already over 30. I'm not doing that again. So one and done, and he's a spoiled kid.
But he's a good kid.
He is a good kid. So he gets all of our attention. We treat him like an adult because, he's outnumbered by adults. Yeah, well, he's outnumbered by pets too, so. But whatever.
I don't know if I'd call you an adult. Adult by age.
Fair
yes.
enough. Fair. I should be, I guess.
So really, Banjo lives with 2 teenagers.
Yep.
Okay. I just trying to get that
three
straight.
dogs.
All right. That's fair.
You know, we're even on dog to human ratio, and we're even on male to female. 3 male, 1 male dog, 2 males, and then 3 females, 2 bitches and Banjo.
She's not the bitch.
I said and Banjo.
The dogs.
Go ahead.
I'm just being clear.
I set you up there. You do what you want with it. Papa. I can play it somewhere, but I forgot. But anyway, Obi-Wan. You are with the one and only Dick and Dank. Guy on the couch couldn't be here today. His work schedule changed, but I'm sure he'll pop in whenever there's the whiff of free weed in the air. But anything that you'd like to ask us?
What pearls of wisdom do you have to offer today?
Pearls of wisdom. Is that possible from us?
Never kick a fresh turd on a hot day.
Oh, that's a good one.
I remember that in the end of each Lions Club meeting. There was always a pearl of wisdom.
Really? My father was in the
Yeah.
Lions Club.
Huh.
Yeah, that's-
I remember helping as a Boy Scout with the pancake breakfast.
yeah, some little parting thing, but
So
I
Dick's
collect-
pearl of wisdom was what?
Never kick a fresh turd on a hot day.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I feel that's common sense, but
Not if you didn't grow up on the farm.
true story. If it's steaming, just avoid it altogether.
Yeah. Wait 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months.
was that don't eat that yellow snow?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Again, common sense. If it's you can go to the fair and get yellow ice cones. I can see the confusion, I suppose.
Right. So what's your pearl?
Ooh, that's a lot of history to withdraw from. Pearl of wisdom. My pearl of wisdom. I mean, to me, it's just as simple as this. Just be honest.
Good. I like it.
Be honest.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. I like it.
Hey, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Well, let's see. I think we've wasted enough of your time, Obi-Wan. I do appreciate you being our very first guest. That it does mean a lot. I don't take that lightly. It's an adventure
honor.
for us. And you're a part of it now.
Yeah, I got the sticker. I've been on a podcast. This is great. It makes my day.
And you're the number one. I can make your day. If I can make one person's day,
Yeah.
I've done it. I can knock off for the day. That's pretty good.
Next, we're gonna have to smoke one together.
Now you're talking. You get high with this
There you
next
go.
time?
Sure.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm
We'll
right
make
now
a recurring guest right here, Obi-Wan. When you come back, we'll make sure that you've got your pen. Maybe it's in person. Maybe it's not. Whatever. We'll figure that out. But
Okay.
there you go.
I can muffle my voice somehow, so I can be some sort of synthetic voice, and who knows who I be.
I have that feature here. Let's see here.
You have that.
Voice disguise.
Yeah, this. You don't know who this is. It doesn't work on his.
Oh, yeah,
Oh wait, my bad.
Is the inform.
Yeah, voices probably aren't going to be a thing.
No.
But anyway, we're going to be high, and that's what's going to make it fun. But I thank you, Obi-Wan. Otherwise,
Well,
I think
thank
that'll
you.
do it. Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. It's my first podcast. Guest.
Absolutely. First podcast guest. Please listen to Ernie's music. Listen to play the accordion, put new pop music on the accordion on SoundCloud. I'll find his username and put it on the site so people can share it and link, and we'll try and grow that way.
That might work because I all I did was send you a link to a piece of music, and that's how you were able to find it. And I put the stuff I've done this year on public, so should be able to find.
It'll be super easy because if they're listening to us, they already know how to use SoundCloud, so they can go right to your music and like and share and follow.
Sure.
All right, we'll grow your followers. If anybody listens to us, maybe they'll listen to you too.
It's all fun stuff for me. I enjoy doing it. And if I can help somebody else out and make somebody else smile, that's great.
Well, thank you, Obi-Wan. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too.
Nice to meet you. See you, buddy.
Yeah, see ya.
He seems like a cool dude.
He is like, I think what interests him is what intrigues me. It just on the support group, the knowledge he has. I forget. I do remember the big things. I remember I like him. I remember he's interesting. He's got a lot of great, cool stories, and that he smokes weed. So I remember the important things. But then I forgot that it was the medical background, and then obviously the music I knew he was into. I didn't know how much of that was new though. That's exciting.
Yeah.
You know, post injury, forced into retirement, which I don't know what is.
And it happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
So he's been dealing with this for quite some time.
Yeah. Now I've only been on the support group. That was COVID. They didn't have one locally because of COVID, and finally we found this one that's virtual, which is nice, and I can do it during the day, which is great. So it's right in my workday. Near the end, it's an hour and a half, and we get online. We can see each other, or you can turn your camera off if you're not having a good day. You know, and it's just a wide variety of people.
There's a place that'll make you glad. Tell you stories that you want to hear. Like what snacks go with beer. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. DickandDank.com. 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 If you wanna laugh like eating snacks, that'll give you gas. You wanna go Dick and Dank, that's the show. DickandDank.com. Or something.
I like it.
You know?
Yeah, that's
Recording.
perfect.